Okay, everybody, so this is March 10th, and this is Becky, the one that had sauerkraut. I'm just going to show you guys how I set up my little animal hospital here. I might help give you guys some ideas if you have a sick chicken, what to do with it. So, we just moved here, and I have a lot of packing paper, which I saved. I found that it really comes in handy for keeping the place clean. I've basically covered all of the surfaces on the floor and anywhere that a chicken can go, except right by the door where it gets pushed out of the way. And come on in here, Becky. In you go. Then these dog or carrier, animal pet carrier crates come in really handy. I have some different sizes. This one I kept my rooster in when he was sick. And I had 3 or 4 chickens in here at one time. There's a medium-sized one over there, small one here, and this is the large one. So I was able to put 3 hens in there. When we first got our hen house out there, it came with 3 hens, and I had to isolate them from the flock for a few days when I first got them, and so I put them all in there because I also had a couple of other chickens that had gotten stressed out and sick in the other carriers. Okay, anyway, so what I do is I line the bottom of the crate with liner paper, a few layers, which makes it easier for cleaning. And here I have 4 layers of packing paper doubled over. So that's 8 layers of paper. Then what I do, since it's so hard on their feet, a hard surface, to make it easier, I have a collection of old towels. And so for cushion, I put in an old towel. So I'm going to pause it for a second. Okay, so that towel is just folded in half. It's actually like a hotel bath mat. And so I put that in over the several layers of paper. Now I don't want to have to be washing this towel every day, so washing the towel. So I want to just keep it mostly for comfort, for softness. So what I do is I add a few more layers of packing paper. Now I suppose that you could use newspaper, but I would just be careful because of the ink. I'd be a little bit nervous about that. So I don't know if you could use butcher paper or if you could buy a large wholesale stack of packing paper like packing companies, moving companies do. Alright, and so anyway, I'm going to go and get some paper and put a layer of paper in. And then after the paper, I will add in one of these puppy training pads here. This one that I'm using is hearts, and I've gotten these at Dollar General, Walmart. I actually liked these better, but then we noticed that it has an attractant built in, which must be for dogs that have like a urine odor or something, which I didn't smell myself, but we decided to go with this one because we looked at the description on it and it didn't say anything about an attractant. So these are kind of like hospital pads that they put down for sanitation, and they really do make it the job a lot easier for wet stuff, because the wet stuff doesn't go through here, but it absorbs on this absorbent layer and swells kind of like a diaper, so it absorbs a lot of fluids. And then I will end up changing those pads out once or twice a day. And this big pack of 52 at Walmart was like close to $13. This one was $10 for 50. So that has lasted me, they last me about a month when I've got a lot of chicken stuff going on. Alright, so I'm going to pause that. Okay, so there's the one layer of the packing paper, and there's the training pad. Now, this is being a large crate, doesn't quite fit the front. And what I've noticed about chickens is they tend to do all their business at the end, in the back. They kind of hang out and sleep in the middle, and they'll also be, most of their poop and wastes will be in the back. Some of it will be here, and so I put their food and water, if they are eating and drinking, up in the front. And what I do is, so that it doesn't get all wet right here, I'll just put in a layer of paper towels. I suggest that you look for paper towels that are divided into these half sizes, because you will save a lot of money in the long run on those smaller sizes, because you can fit them to your needs a lot better and you waste less paper. Alright, so what I use is these little dishes that are glass. They're like Corningware or Pyrex. And what I do is I always set the food in one side, and if I put water in there, expect that the water will always get spilled, because that's what chickens do. They spill their food and make a mess. But it will be mostly right here and onto the pad. So I would put the water there, and I found that using a larger dish is less likely to spill, but it will still get spilled most of the time. That's if they need a lot of hydration. What I've also done is use the crumbles if they're eating well and there's not an issue. Use the layer feed crumbles and add some water that keeps it in their bowl. But you do need to keep stirring it up. I noticed that they quit eating it when it starts getting packed down on the sides, but this keeps it from getting, they flick it all over the place when it's dry, and it makes a huge mess. So there you go. That makes cleaning it out really easy. And while I'm cleaning out their crates, then I let them, oh, you silly, I let them out in the rest of the room, and hopefully they won't get up on things like the laundry. So I have to cover all of the surfaces, and what I've done on the floor is put all the packing paper layers down, which you could use newspaper, because since they're not eating it out here, they're not going to have a chance to eat it so much. And then I put a few of the training pads down, and to save them as much as possible, because they're going to be like your most expensive supply, I go ahead and put another layer of packing paper or newspaper over the top of them in case they do a poo. I can quickly just clean it up. and then the pad's still mostly intact. I don't have to change the whole thing. And I keep a roll of paper towels and a few rolls of toilet paper on hand, because you can do a quick cleanup if they poo and it's well formed, and then you can save your pads that way. Also, for sick animals, they often need warmth, so if you can position their crates near a heat source, the heater, but not too close. Just make sure if you do that they're not getting too much heat and that they are well hydrated. You need to check on them throughout the day. And then I also keep supplies of water on hand, or the food, whatever you're using to give them, any medical supplies I keep nearby, and hand sanitizer. So I found that the laundry room for me in my situation is really an ideal place, because it has a door. As you can hear, there's a cat. We have 2 dogs, and so it keeps them from being stressed out by other animals. Separate, nice and quiet. Even though the sound of the laundry machines are, at first, it makes them a little bit nervous, they get used to it, and it's actually soothing, and it provides more warmth. So, and then also you've got, I keep a bucket. This is for the soiled towels, and I just, once I get like 3 or 4 of them, I've got them right here next to the washing machine, and so I can just toss them in and wash them and dry them, and it's very convenient. Luckily I have some natural light in here, but I don't, in windows sometimes I air it out because it gets a little smelly. But the smelliest situation is when I haven't cleaned out their crates. Once I clean out their crates, it's fine in here. So I also recommend having a garbage with a lid on it, because that keeps the smell down. This used to be actually a cloth diaper receptacle. And then I have garbage bag supplies up here, so I don't have to go running around looking for the stuff that I need. I try to keep it all within arm's reach here. Okay, so I hope that helps someone set up a room for taking care of isolating their chickens, especially in the winter in case of emergency. If they only have one hen house and they don't really have a place to keep them, it is a little smelly with a chicken in the house that's sick, so it's very nice to have a door that you can shut, and the added conveniences of being able to clean out their cages efficiently. Also, I want to mention that these crates that I got, I've had that one for quite a while. This one I just got back here from Walmart, and it was like $35, a medium-sized one. These can range, these larger ones, up in like $55, $60. But they really are a wonderful investment, because I have used them for many different needs with the animals, from the dogs to the cats to strays, injured animals, and of course sick chickens. So if you have any other questions, be sure to send me a message, or put in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. And best wishes with your chickens.